Hi, this is Boris from Advantech, and in this video we're going to talk about how to call an external public API and how to use this data in your application. We're going to use in this example the OpenWeather app service, which provides you an information about the weather. So if we go back to the nodered, there is a node which I pre-installed to my palette to call the OpenWeather map API. If you go to the configuration, there is a API key which you will be able to get on the OpenWeather app website. You have to put it here. You have to choose in which language you'd like to get the current weather information, and you can choose among different possibilities. So for this example, we're going to use English, and we can choose what information we'd like to get, if it's going to be the current weather for some specific location, or it's going to be 5 days forecast. Then we have to choose whether it will be a city and country or coordinates. So we choose the city and country. We're going to put here London, and the country is Great Britain. And we hit done. So the node is configured, but now we have to find a way how to call the IPA, how to initiate the call IPA, or how to read this data coming back from the IPA. So for that, we are going to use, again, these two nodes we already know. This is the inject node and the debug node. We connect these three nodes together. And in this case, the inject node works just as a trigger. So it triggers the API to provide us the data we want to get. So if you hit now the deploy and confirm the deploy and hit this button, here we should get the current weather in London. So here we go, and we have here the set of the information with different parameters about the weather in London. So the weather description, short description is clouds, detailed descriptions is few clouds, temperature in Kelvin, temperature in Celsius, maximum temperature, minimum temperature, this is probably going to be the average temperature, humidity, again, the temperature in Kelvins, maximum and minimum, wind speed, and so on. So to show you how you can use this data from the API in your application, we're going to use some functional node, which is the input split. We're going to separate only one parameter from this set of the data, and we are currently interested only in temperature and Celsius, which is the object temp_c. So we're going to configure this node to say, okay, if the message payload temp_c, then this message goes to the output 1. Let's hit done and deploy. And if we now hit this button, we should see here only one part of the information. And here we go. So we see only an output at temperature in Celsius in London currently. So now we can put here additional already known node, the switch, and configure it the way that if the message payload is number more number 20, then the output 1. Done. So now, for example, we'd like to get a notification by email if the weather in London is more than 20 degrees Celsius. We of course have to configure properly the email output to be able to send this data by email, but we are not going to do it now because it's clear how it works. And if we deploy it now and hit the button, then will happen nothing. On both outputs, neither debug nor email, we have no output now because the weather or the number, the payload is less than 20. And we can say, okay, we can switch it. And if it is more than 0, then we'd like to get an email notification. Yeah, and we hit it now. Yeah, it says error because this node is not configured. But if it would be configured, it would send an email to whatever recipients you put there. So now you can see how you can use data in your applications. You can call external data. You can do different things. So the same way you can call, for example, the Modbus device connected to your Advantech IoT gateway to read data by Modbus RTU to pre-process this data, make local logic, and then based on the parameters, pass this data further to do alarms, to send the data to remote database, for example, or whatever you want.